In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. I'm not doing this every week, but I had to do it for the first episode. Welcome to our brand new review series for Lanterns Season 1. So, we are missing our usual third, but today's his birthday, so we gave him the day off. Wish Tony a happy birthday in the comments. But just because we gave Tony the day off doesn't mean we got to take the day off. So we're here to talk Lanterns. As per usual with these episode reviews, we will be going into spoilers. So if you have not seen the first episode of HBO's Lanterns, do yourself a favor, watch the episode first, then come back here and tell us your thoughts and feels in the comments down below. But alright, let's talk about it. So our first impressions, really liked it. This show is complicated, I think. I think people got a really bad first impression from that first trailer and the comments from Lindelof, because the first trailer really leaned into the whole True Detective, small town Fargo kind of thing, which is cool, but we didn't see any comic book shows. And let's face it, in the big 2026, we're kind of done with our comic book shows being afraid to be comic book shows. You know, we had 10 years of Arrow. We had, you know, stuff like the Marvel, all the Marvel Netflix shows making fun of the cool comic accurate costumes and being like, oh, that's stupid.
He did kind of clarify his comments and walked it back some.
But yeah, so, like, first impressions of the show, really liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things right off bat, me and Brian talked about that, like, was really good is just the chemistry between Hal and John as this, like, grizzled veteran superhero and your rookie trainee. But also, let's just take a second to talk about John's childhood, because what the fuck?
Yeah, what?
Dude, you know, me and Brian, we were watching the episode, and we were like, you know, he turned off the TV, did the whole thing. It's like, so what's his name? Hal something? It's like, Hal, huh? Alright, outside now. And I'm just like, I don't know, where's this going? And then Brian's like, you know exactly where it's going. And then he puts the apple on his head and pulls out a gun. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think we know where this is going, Brian.
And I was like, no, this isn't going where I thought it was.
You know, we're both from southern adjacent households. You know, we're familiar with whoopings, but that was some next level shit. I'd rather get my ass beat than have my dad shoot at an apple on my head.
Yeah, well, not only that, but also the dad expect you not to flinch or do anything.
I'm a flinchy motherfucker. I would have most certainly flinched.
And to quote him, show no fear.
I mean, I could show no fear and flinch at the same time. I've got cerebral palsy. Involuntary reactions are kind of my thing.
Yeah, kind of. But on a different level.
But yeah, so crazy stuff. This is a really interesting point in Hal Jordan's career, because he's established, but he's gotten to the point where he's clearly not done with the job, but like jaded by it. And he's kind of in this like reckless thrill seeker, almost like has a death wish kind of vibe to him. And like the whole episode, like right from jump, we were like, okay, so he's gonna die in this episode for sure. And especially when they introduced the whole concept of the consciousness in the ring, that he like backs up. It's like, okay, this is what's gonna teach John, and we're gonna have to learn how Hal died and stuff. Which, I mean, we were technically right. He died, and we still got to figure it out. But it happens in the present day time.
Well, because that was the thing is that was one of the things that kind of got leaked.
Yeah, with the two timelines thing.
People, and as the show goes along, you think that the two timelines that we're gonna be flashing back between are the 1996 and the 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like what might happen now is that we're flipping between 2016 and 2026.
Yep.
But then occasionally going
sprinkling in some 90s, yeah.
For only flashbacks, but not a consistent story.
Yeah, I think that part is only going to feature like the prime of Hal Jordan's career and probably show like the Sinestro stuff, because I'm sure that'll have happened in the 90s timeline. And that's probably why Hal has become so jaded, is because, you know, his mentor that he believed in so much turned out to be a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of the classic trope of you not wanting to fall down that path and, you know, follow those same footsteps. And maybe that's why Hal, like, at least in the 2016 timeline, seems like he's really determined to go out in a blaze of glory.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically discover that in this small town in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, there's like some kind of like secret alien insurgents, and there's like a intergalactic warlord hiding in plain sight in this town somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really interesting. Also, like one of these random like super rich residents has started like a alien doomsday prepper cult kind of thing,
which we only get a hint at in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But the trailer of the season is where we really get that confirmed.
Yeah. So it looks like we'll be investigating that case throughout the season, and obviously because Hal's body turns up in this same town 10 years later, there's got to be some kind of connection there.
Well, also with the fact that certain something is obviously missing.
Yep. When John goes to check on the body, he lifts the hand, and Hal isn't wearing a ring, and we see John is ringless too. So, like, what's going on here? Somebody stole the ring. That's going to be kind of important. And also, the other thing, again, in terms of like speculation and stuff, right, is technically, right, as soon as he dies, it's supposed to go to the next wielder. And the Guardians determined that, you know, they interviewed John and basically determined for themselves, right, that John would be the best candidate for Hal's replacement, right? But here's my monkey wrench into this, right? So, Hal says multiple times throughout this first episode, especially when he talks about his origin, that the ring chose him. Ring chose him. So, what if John doesn't have the ring because the ring chose its successor when Hal died? And John will have to find Kyle, who has the ring, not because he stole it or did anything nefarious, but Kyle will have the ring because the ring chose Kyle. And then now, like,
how?
No, so like what I'm saying is, like, John finds Kyle, right? Because the ring chose Kyle. And then now John is going to be in the position that Hal is in, mentoring this new kid, finding out this, solving the case of Hal's murder.
Well, see here's a little bump in your plan.
Okay.
John can't teach Kyle because John wouldn't know what to teach him.
That's not entirely true.
Yes, it is, because he will know all the stuff that Hal taught him, but to a certain extent, because he doesn't have a ring of his own.
But I still think like so this is what I'm thinking. Like, yes, like John doesn't have the ring, but I think, you know, he learns so much on the 2016 case that he's using what he learned in that case to teach Kyle on the fly. Again, this is all pipe dream. I don't think this is actually going to happen.
Well, in that scenario, where does John then get his ring?
I think in this scenario it'll be one of those where he earns it through mentorship. You know what I mean?
So then he takes Kyle's ring?
Not that he takes Kyle. Is that after they solve this case, the Guardians just give him one. The Guardians gave Guy one. They can just give John one.
We don't know how Guy got his in this universe.
It's pretty self-explanatory though.
But we'll have to wait and see. I think what I'm going for is the fact that Grandpa there has been hoarding alien tech.
Yep.
What if he had something that was able to contain the ring so it wasn't able to fly off?
I could see that. Could definitely be a thing. But I don't know. I'm
excited either way.
I'm holding on to this just because Kyle is my guy, and I'm hoping this is the way to introduce Kyle.
But I've also heard a lot of theories because they have said that they are in the script stage right now for a possible season 2, even though it hasn't been greenlit.
Oh, cool!
Officially,
that makes sense.
And
to be prepared,
and people are theorizing that what season 2 is going to be it's going to be John mentoring Kyle.
Interesting.
And that this season is just going to be Hal mentoring John. And then John using those skills in modern day to figure out.
I could see that. I could see that. I think at the very least it's gonna end with, like, I think the season's gonna end with John freeing the ring, but the ring not going to John and the ring going to Kyle. And then the Guardians giving John a ring. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. Yeah. I think
because in the comics, Kyle is the one that gets Hal's ring.
I hear you. So it could happen.
Because I think that's the twist that a lot of people aren't going to expect. Everybody expects John to get the ring at the end. But, like, if the ring chooses somebody else, it's a nice twist that, again, people aren't going to see coming unless you know Green Lantern stuff. Because, again, how the fuck does Guy get a ring then? The Guardians can just give people rings.
I know. But you never know. You never know. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm excited either way.
Oh yeah, and
this show is off to a good start.
And also something cool: the show is not afraid to actually do constructs. Like we saw Hal make counterfeit money. We saw him make we saw him make a bottle opener. We saw him make the classic lantern bubble. I don't think we'll get anything super complex because CGI budget, but they're not afraid to do stuff. It is weird that we saw him fly, but he didn't fly with an energy field around him.
Yeah.
He just kind of flew Superman style, which was a little odd.
Well, I think that also goes into... Well, now that you mention it, in Superman, Guy didn't have the aura.
Did he not?
No.
Interesting. So maybe that's just how lanterns work in this universe? I don't know, maybe. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, either way, it's really cool. Also, we saw in the trailer for the season that Guy is going to appear. So we know that Guy is active during the 2016 timeline. Because he pops up during this case.
And also, I will say that we know because of casting that Carol Ferris is going to show up at some point.
Yep. But yeah, we know for a fact that Guy pops up in the 2016 timeline, and we know it's 2016 timeline because 2026 John has appeared.
Yep.
So, Guy has a ring at this point, and he's active because he's in the suit.
Yeah.
So,
which also he's in the Justice Gang suit, so either the Justice Gang has been around for 10 years, or they modeled the gang around his suit.
I'm gonna go for the first, because I think it's one of those things where maybe it's one of those things where like they were informally like Guy's been around, but they didn't form the Justice Gang until recently, but they've been experimenting with forming a superhero team for a while, is what I mean.
Well, no, the reason I say that is because he's got the Justice Gang outfit on.
I mean, I think that's just Guy's customization to the Green Lantern costume.
But also, we did see in the Justice Gang headquarters the mural of a bunch of former heroes. So
that's what I'm saying. So we know like a Justice Society exists, and Hal made himself known in 1996. They established that in this episode. So Hal has been around for at least 30 years at the point of 2026. By 2016, it's been over 20. So, Hal has been established, and we know Superman was active for a long time because he's been around long enough for Lois to know his identity and for him to have an established reputation.
Well, yeah, if I remember correctly, they did say, what was it? That 3 years before the beginning of Superman was when he made himself known. 30 years was when his ship came to Earth or something like that.
Okay. So yeah.
And in that timeline was also metahumans revealing themselves. So
yeah. I definitely think like my ongoing theory is that Hal, after dealing with Sinestro and breaking the code, aka letting Sinestro escape out of deference for his old mentor, he gets benched. They have Guy as his temporary replacement, give Guy the ring. Guy stays active, but then they're like, you know what? Guy's a little too loose of a cannon. We need somebody that'll actually listen to us and follow the chain of command. Also, and that's when they interview for John.
that Guardian that's interviewing John has a little air of sinister to her.
I don't think so. I don't.
That itself might be a red herring.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's just a framing of the trailer. Like because they're using bits and pieces of different Lantern origins in this, because if you going back to Kyle is the one who is chosen by Guardian, who is not actually the female Guardian. It's Ganthet who is dating the female Guardian, but yeah, so like I think they're just taking bits and pieces of different origins and mixing them together. So I definitely think that Guy was a temporary replacement while Hal was suspended, and then they were like, nah, he's too much of a loose cannon, but he's also doing good, so we don't want to just take the ring away, so we'll keep him around, but he's not going to be our official Guy. We got to interview and find a more stable candidate.
We could theorize forever.
So that's what I think is going on. Let us know what you guys' thoughts about the first episode and any kind of speculation you have for the season going forward are in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to do all the usual YouTube things. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any brand new episode reviews, including our coverage of Lantern Season 1. And if you are on the mobile version, be sure to hit that hype button, because that hype button will help to spread our videos to other fellow Lantern fans out there in the Lantern Corps. And it'll help our small channel like ours grow. We appreciate all your support, and we thank you very much. Until next time, it's time for us to head back out to our sector. Until then, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.